coming up.
Being a young person in the cattle industry, it can be challenging.
It's just hard to compete because there's so many ranches around here that have been here for so long and so good at what they do.
We're not seeing the traditional full-time individuals trying to get into agriculture. The barriers to entry on a lot of these things are just a huge hill that these young people have to try to overcome.
Learn some of the challenges facing the new generation of ranchers next on The American Rancher. Hello and welcome to The American Rancher. I'm Pam Minnick. As more and more ranching families sell out, getting the next generation up and running is a challenge. Today, the Red Angus Association investigates some of the biggest obstacles facing young, aspiring ranchers who are trying to enter the business. But first, we look at the merits of Red Angus cattle and meet two young producers who raise them. Justin and Kelsey Keith, a young ranching family in Allen, Kansas, are busy raising a new family and building their business with Red Angus cattle.
Keith Cattle Company was started by my father. He bought the place here in 1987, and it's grown to a backgrounding yard of 4,000 head. All this is built on a big old pretty hay meadow that I grew up knowing. Then I've got to see all the changes be made throughout the years. And it's really interesting just to see how far it's come, how much it's changed. We run close to 3,000 head of grass cattle, and also he has a cow-calf operation of his own, which has inspired my wife and I to buy our own Red Angus cows that we really enjoy to raise right now.
We started out with Red Angus, and that's all that we've ever known. We've had a lot of people ask, why did you go the Red Angus route? And I always have to kind of laugh to myself because we didn't put a lot of thought into it. We didn't do a lot of research ahead of it. We just knew we wanted our own cows and we wanted something different. And luck was on our side when we went the Red Angus route because we've had zero regrets since doing so. We've selected females with the idea of herd retention and maternal traits in our herd. We also have purchased a couple of bulls with similar traits in mind. Really the longevity, the maternal side of things, and the qualities that those can bring to our herd are those that we seek.
Come on, camera hog. I like the bull on the right the best. He's a better made bull. He's got a really good disposition. His EPDs are really, really good. He's out of, the guy that we bought those calves from, he's out of one of his favorite cows, so that really means a lot to me. So really excited to have him and see what his calves produce. I enjoy seeing the consistency of our calves due to the Red Angus, and they all look alike, and they're fast growing and end up to be really fleshy, good looking calves.
I would say the influence of the Red Angus breed is gaining popularity, at least where we live. We've had a couple of tough summers with high temperatures and low rainfall, and I think that a lot of the producers around us are starting to look for those smaller framed cows that could lower input costs and tolerate those long, hot summers a little better.
The weather here in Kansas is real volatile. Some years it's going to be dry, some years it's going to be wet. This year it's kind of been dry, and we're starting to run out of water. But it seems like our cattle adapt to the changes of the weather really well. In terms of marketing, I really listen to our cattle buyer and listen to when he says it's a good time to sell cattle or when these calves are selling high. Before we sell our cattle, we always have them weaned for at least 90 days and have them vaccinated and all ready to sell. So they're already bunk broke and ready to go on for the next person.
Tyler, awesome cows.
One of the biggest benefits that we've seen with the Red Angus influence is The fact that we take our 4-year-old son Bodie with us everywhere, and just with their maternal traits and their docility, I don't really think that we ever have too much to be concerned about. And that's been really, really neat that we can have him be so involved. It's been so much fun, and we're forever grateful for that.
These girls are really gentle. It makes it really easy to bring him along and do things, include him knowing that how gentle these are. And same aspect, it's nice that they work for us instead of us working for them.
Tyler Richter is a young rancher who is now manager of Watson Ranch just outside of Morris, Oklahoma. Watson Ranch has a rich legacy in the cattle industry, and Tyler oversees the cow-calf operation that switched to Red Angus genetics with excellent results.
We're located in Omogi County on 3,800 acres. As you come up the driveway, our house, it looks very old, but it's actually just shy of 30 years old. But it's a replica of Will Rogers' birth house that's located in Oologah, Oklahoma. During World War II, the ranch lost its help to the draft. So Doc worked out a deal and had German POWs out here as his labor force on the ranch. And if it wasn't for them, the ranch wouldn't have got a lot of things accomplished. Several years later, one of the German POWs came back to the area that he grew to love while he was here as a prisoner of war. We're primarily a cow-calf operation. We will background our wing calves, and we'll run them for 90 to 120 days. And this past year, we ran some outside yearlings for the summer. In the past, Watson Ranch was known for their Hereford cattle. They actually haven't been on the ranch in several years. When Doc Watson, the man who started the ranch and built the ranch, whenever he passed away, his kids had to sell the cattle to pay the inheritance tax on the ranch. So after a time where they leased out the ranch, they took the ranch back under their own management and hired my former boss, that ranch manager. They gave him the option to choose what breed of cattle he wanted to put on the ranch. He chose Red Angus. He saw that Red Angus was really working to develop good cows that are hardy. They can handle hot and dry. They can handle cold and wet. It made them a little more profitable with cattle that they had many options to market them. When it comes to marketing our cattle, utilizing the dangle tag program, we've been selling on Superior for several years. And to differentiate our cattle, the past 2 years we've started an extensive AI program where we're utilizing industry-leading sires to make our calves better. We've uniformed our calf crop, and we're creating a genetically superior animal than what we were previously producing. Utilizing AI and the FCCP program, people are seeing that we're putting more into these cattle to create a better product. And with the history that our cattle have, they know that they're going to go to work for them, they're going to be efficient. Some of the major advantages that I've seen of the Red Angus cattle over the Black Angus cattle is their ability to do better in the heat and other elements. The Angus Association has done a great job of marketing their cattle, but I think the Red Angus cattle have just as much, if not more, to give than the Black Angus cattle do. I've seen them in the pasture. The black-hided cattle will be shaded up or in a pond 2 to 3 hours more than the red-hided cattle will. I see the Red Angus cattle being more docile than other cow breeds. Our cows don't see people on foot very often, but we could walk out there and they're not going to come for us. They're not going to run off. They're just going to be curious about us. I think that's a a huge statement for the breed. If they're able to withstand so many different environments, from the cold and the snow in the north to the heat and the drought in the south, that it's a very versatile breed, and they can work anywhere.
After the break,
There is a transition going on. There's a lot of these older individuals that are transitioning out, and we're not seeing what you would typically call the traditional full-time individuals trying to get into agriculture.
learn about the premiums that the Red Angus Feeder Calf Certification Program is generating for cow-calf operators nationwide. And later in the program, see how aspiring young ranchers are overcoming the obstacles they face to be successful in the beef cattle business. You're watching The American Rancher. Welcome back to The American Rancher. The steadily increasing popularity of Red Angus cattle has a lot to do with quality genetics that perform in the pasture and on the rail. But key to the breed's success is the quality of Red Angus females.
The Red Angus female has long been a benchmark in the industry in terms of maternal excellence. We've found them to be the industry's most preferred female because of the traits that our breeders have put into these cattle for a long, long time. Since its inception, Red Angus has been known for producing high-quality females, the traits that ranchers can use to be profitable, the mothering ability, the milking ability, the docility, all of those traits that make excellent females. We really feel like that, combined with this extra market value, has really pushed ranchers to capture that extra market value in those good females.
These cows are very good mamas. They raise a nice calf, they take care of their calf, and they keep predators away.
Along with superior Red Angus females and high-performing genetics, the Red Angus Association's Feeder Calf Certification Program continues to bring consistent premiums for Red Angus cow-calf operators.
The Red Angus Association of America has a long-standing tradition of not only servicing our members, but also our commercial cattlemen using Red Angus genetics. The Red Angus marketing team continues to develop programs designed to add value to Red Angus calves. We offer the industry's most experienced age, source, and genetic verification program, better known as the Red Angus Yellow Tag. More cattlemen are utilizing the FCCP tag than ever before to garner Red Angus premiums. This past fiscal year, the program enrolled over 214,000 head. This growth is not surprising, considering the tremendous return on investment that producers are experiencing with this third-party, no enrollment fee program. Research has shown that FCCP tag calves garner a $2.98 premium per hundredweight compared to non-tagged Red Angus influenced calves. This equates to a $1,430 difference on a potload of 6-weight FCCP tag calves compared to a potload of non-tagged Red Angus calves. With premiums like this, commercial producers should waste no time enrolling in the program. To enroll, call the Red Angus office and complete a short supplier enrollment question and answer session over the phone to verify that you qualify for the program. Once qualified, tags are shipped directly to the producer where the calves are tagged prior to them leaving the ranch of origin. We have the option of either a 99-cent dangle tag, a $2 EID only, or a $3 dangle EID combination set. The next step is to fill out the customer enrollment agreement and provide some basic calving records. You'll send this document in along with a copy of the first page of your calving book. Once this has been received by the Red Angus office, we will then issue your certificate of compliance, which is the document that buyers are looking for to verify your calf crop in the program. Alternatively, the Red Angus Association offers the Allied Access Tag, which carries the same age and source verification benefits of the FCCP program, but without those genetic requirements. This program is designed for producers utilizing a planned crossbreeding program and has the same easy enrollment process as the Feeder Calf Certification program. Both of these options are ways the Red Angus Association continues to serve our commercial producers and help add value to their calf crop. To find out more, visit our website at www.redangus.org.
Using the FCCP tag adds value to your cattle and makes your buyers more confident. Seeing that tag in their ear, they know that those cattle are age, source, and genetic verified. Ordering the tags from Chessie was really easy. I was literally riding a four-wheeler, dragging a fire stick, burning pasture, and called her on the phone, and the next thing I know, the tag showed up at our doorstep.
Up next,
The barriers to entry on a lot of these things are just a huge hill that these young people have to try to overcome.
Ag lender Jim Bob Reynolds joins Tyler, Justin, and Kelsey to discuss the challenges of entering the ranching business at a young age at a time when many ranching families are selling out. That's after the break here on The American Rancher. Welcome back to The American Rancher. At a time when so many ranchers are selling out, the next generation faces incredible challenges to enter the cattle business, with the future of the industry hanging in the balance.
Being a young person in the cattle industry, it can be challenging because you haven't been out there as many years as someone that's more experienced has been, and gaining someone's trust to kind of turn the reins loose with their cattle and their ranch, it can be tough because, you know, you haven't necessarily made those decisions before or as many of those decisions.
Being a young ranching family is kind of hard for us because there's so many ranches around here that gather up all the grass, and it's just hard to compete with them when they've been here for so long and been doing this for so long and are so good at what they do.
It's very difficult for these young people to get started and to make a go of it. The barriers to entry on a lot of these things are just a huge hill that these young people have to try to overcome. A cow costs $2,500, a pickup $70,000, $1.2 million for a baler stripper. It's just the cost keep going up just exponentially, but you know, we're still selling $3.50 bushel corn. We're still selling a $750, $800 yearling or whatever it is, So it's just the price that we get versus the price that we're paying for a lot of these inputs and whatnot. That gap keeps growing tremendously. There is a transition going on. There's a lot of these older individuals that are transitioning out, and we're not seeing what you would typically call the traditional full-time individuals trying to get into agriculture. I think it is a long-term trend that I would like to see it reverse, but it's a difficult thing.
In spite of the challenges, we have been afforded the opportunity to live on a working ranch, which has been huge for our family. It's a major blessing having the working facilities here for our cows, and also being in the neighborhood that we are in, we have many producers that we can lean on for wisdom. They've all been in business for years and are more than willing to share that wisdom with us beginning ranchers.
I always wanted to be on a ranch, running cattle somewhere. So straight out of college, I moved to Iowa and I developed heifers. And then I found a job here in Oklahoma, and it got me the opportunity to come down here to this ranch. And I started out as a ranch hand and then into a foreman. And then it turned into a ranch management training position, and 2 years ago, I took over management of this ranch.
It takes a village, whether you're an industry group, like the Red Angus Association, or you're a marketing group like Superior, or you're a farm credit bank like Lone Star Ag Credit. I mean, it takes us all to help these young individuals to lower those barriers, all work together. America is a great place. We have the safest and most secure food sources and in the entire world. So We all have to do our part to help these young individuals, especially the young people trying to get into production agriculture. It's not a bridge too far to build. And if they want to get in agriculture, you need to ensure that your business plan is solid. Don't take the first no as the end-all be-all. Always be pushing forward, always be trying, always be stepping in that direction, because at some point you are going to be successful. And somebody is going to say, hey, I'm going to give you a hand and I'm going to help you. And that's all it takes.
I would say the biggest challenge for us so far was just getting the courage to do it. As a young farming and ranching family, it's a big jump for you, and it's overwhelming and intimidating. And maybe there's never a perfect time to do it, but it's just getting that courage to take the first step. Owning our own herd has been a lifetime dream for both of us. We just have always worked towards that, done whatever it takes to get to this point, and we're just really proud to finally say that we made the jump.
That's all the time we have today. We hope you enjoyed the show. To learn more about your future with Red Angus cattle, log on to redangus.org. And to find out more about us, visit our website, theamericanrancher.com, or connect with us on Facebook. I'm Pam Minnick. For our entire American Rancher team, thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time.
Superior.